Hello there, Leslie McDonnell with Remax Select Properties. Now, June 15th, 2018 marked monumental change in the way that real estate is practiced in British Columbia. Based on an independent advisory group study that was done in 2016, the Real Estate Council of British Columbia, in conjunction with the Superintendent of Real Estate, implemented new rules. So there are 5 new forms that have been brought into the real estate industry. The first is, and all of this is intended to make sure that consumers are more protected. That is the intention. So the first is the disclosure of representation in trading services. You will see this when you are going to open houses. And this is so that it explains your options as to when you are a real estate consumer. For example, if you are to have an agent, that means that as a client you are to expect loyalty from that agent. They are to avoid any conflicts of interest, to fully disclose any relevant information to you, and to protect your confidentiality. If you do not have a representative, a designated agent doing that for you, then you can expect none of that from anyone who helps you. That is, if you are unrepresented. Now, with respect to conflicts of interest, there is actually another form for that if the situation arises. So, example, if you are selling your home and your designated agent has a client that home matches for them and they would like to purchase it, that agent cannot represent both parties. They must decide who they're going to represent, and then both parties must agree to that by signing this document, which is the conflicts of interest, understanding your options. If you wanted to go in an unrepresented fashion, there is another disclosure for that. So this is just really, it's a little bit overkill, but it's to make sure that you as the consumer, as the client, really understand where you stand and how real estate is traded. So if you are an unrepresented party, you must review this document here, Unrepresented in Real Estate, know the risks, and make sure that you understand. Now, there's also new disclosure with respect to payment and how commissions are paid out. The amount of commissions isn't changing, and that's always dependent on what you've negotiated with your designated agent or your unrepresented. And the sellers are always the one who pays the commission generally in transactions, whereas the buyers often pay the property transfer tax. And so now, instead of having it as a percentage, each offer that you receive, your designated agent will also calculate the dollar volume so you know your exact bottom line when you are signing your agreements. And that's going to come up on this document, Payment for Real Estate Services, what the seller needs to know. Lastly, there was a ban on dual agency with these new rules. That is the most widely common known change. And there is this understanding the risks in dual agency. If you are in Vancouver, you will not see this document because it is only applicable to areas in remote locations, and Vancouver is not considered to be a remote location. I hope that helps clarify some of the new changes within the real estate, the way it's practiced. And if you have any questions or concerns, please do give me a call. 778-838-2378 is my number. And again, it's Leslie McDonnell with Remax Select Properties.